Am I the asshole for embarrassing my stepmom at dinner after she tried to teach me a lesson about my real mom? I, an 18 years old female, live with my dad and my stepmom, a 43 years old female. My mom passed away when I was 10 years old, and it is still a sensitive subject for me. My stepmom came into the picture a couple of years later, and while we are civil, we are definitely not close. She has always had this weird vibe, like she is trying to compete with my mom, even though my mom is not here. She gets snippy when I talk about her or wear anything that belonged to her, like my mom's old necklace I wear basically every day. Anyway, a few nights ago, we were out for dinner with my dad, stepmom, and her parents. Her mom asked about the necklace, and I said, it was my mom's. She gave it to me before she passed. I wear it every day. My stepmom immediately cut in with, well, technically, I am your mom now. I have done more mothering in the last 8 years than she did in 10. I swear the whole table went silent. I just laughed and said, if you think being a mom is about trying to erase the actual one, then yes, you have been amazing. She looked like she had been slapped. Her mom gasped. My dad told me to apologize, but I refused. I said I was tired of her acting like my mom never existed, and I was not going to play along anymore. Now, my stepmom is barely speaking to me, and my dad says I need to be the bigger person because she's just trying to connect. But to me, that did not feel like connection. That felt like erasure. Am I the asshole for calling her out in front of everyone? Top comments. Comment. Not the asshole. Who thinks that belittling a dead parent is connecting? That is disgusting. And your dad is missing his spine just like your stepmom is missing her heart. Answer. Exactly. There is a difference between trying to build a bond and trying to rewrite history. And yes, I wish my dad had my back a little more in that moment. Answer to answer. She is not trying to build a bond. Building a bond would have been getting to know you and creating something unique between the two of you. That would have taken time, work, and a whole lot of understanding. But your stepmother does not want to do that. What she is trying to do is take a shortcut. She wants to take the bond you had with your mom, claim it as her own, and pretend that your mom was never there, all while expecting you to transfer all the feelings you had for your mom to her. She does not want to earn your love, respect, and all the rest. She wants to demand it. Honestly, your dad is selfish. He got a replacement wife and seems to think that you got a replacement mother, but it does not work that way. Would he like to be deemed as easily replaceable as he and his wife think your mom is? He cares more about appeasing his wife than he does about defending his own child and showing some respect to the memory of the mother of his child. If he respects your mom's memory, he should be stepping up and making his wife back off and stop trying to replace her. Comment. Not the asshole. She is the one who owes you an apology, and so does your dad. He should be sticking up for you. And your reply was perfect. Sometimes evil step-parents forget that children grow up to be adults who do not have to take their nonsense anymore. She just got a lesson in that. Good for you. Answer. I appreciate this. I think she expected me to just take it, but I am not 15 years old anymore. If she wanted respect, she should have given it. And my dad really dropped the ball too by not stepping in. That might be the hardest part.
Write what you think about this situation. Who did the right thing, and who is the asshole? Let's discuss it in the comments. In the meantime, let's move on to the next story.
Am I the asshole for refusing to baby-proof the house and lock my cats outside during the Christmas party? Christmas is approaching, and my workplace is buzzing with lights and ideas about who should host the Christmas party this year. Since it is a small company, one small house would be sufficient. I happen to have a pool in my backyard and recently invested in a barbecue. My colleagues asked if I could host the party this year, and I agreed with 2 conditions. First, it will be an adults-only party, and second, we will have a barbecue with prawns and other typical barbecue items. Meats are always welcome. Everyone agreed, and some requested that I cook the prawns separately due to allergies. I am happy to accommodate to ensure no one ends up in the hospital. One coworker, who returned from maternity leave last week after 6 months, was very eager to attend the party. She sent an email to everyone asking if she could bring her 3 children. I responded by referencing my original email stating the conditions for hosting. She was not pleased, to say the least. Over the past few days, she has been discussing it with others, including the boss, and persuading them to talk to me, which they did. My boss asked me to be flexible, noting that since she just returned, we should not exclude her. She was present during this conversation and asked me to baby-proof the house because her oldest child has an illness that prevents him from sitting still. She also mentioned her cat allergy, requesting that I thoroughly clean the house of cat hair and lock my cats outside until the party is over. According to her, if everyone pays some attention to her children, there would be no issues, and the youngest would stay by her side. I firmly said no. I will not baby-proof the house, and I would never lock my cats outside for any reason. I told her and the boss that she should not attend the party since there will be alcohol, a hot barbecue, and a pool, which would be dangerous for children without supervision. I made it clear that I agreed to host because everyone accepted my terms. If anyone is unhappy, they are welcome to host the party at their place, and I will not complain. She stormed out of the boss's office in tears. Some colleagues suggested I keep the office peaceful by agreeing to her demands for just a few hours. I refused. I do not care if anyone decides not to attend. If fewer people show up, that means more alcohol for me. No big deal. My boss then decided to reevaluate the situation and sent an email asking if anyone else volunteered to host, which I learned about through a work friend since I was not included. I stayed silent and ignored it. People have been emailing each other without including me, and no solution has been reached. Yesterday, she came in with her baby and tried to show me. I do not like children, so I asked her to leave my desk and continued working. She took offense and left for the day. Her workload fell on us because we assumed she would return. As of now, she comes and goes as she pleases due to issues with her children. Some colleagues told me to stop being an asshole and give her what she wants, arguing that being a mother of 3 is no small task and she deserves a break. Honestly, I almost laughed out loud hearing that. Still, people insisted I was the asshole in this situation. So, am I the asshole? Top comments. Comment. I would speak to your boss and tell him to host or hire a venue and cancel hosting at your place. It does not seem productive to have a work event at your home despite it being a small business, unless you're the boss. Even then, there is a risk of something happening or items going missing. Answer. This is unnecessary and unprofessional drama, all because the office is too cheap to rent a space. Work Christmas parties should always be held at a third-party location, not someone's home, unless it is the business owners, so they can handle the drama and invasion of personal space. Answer to answer. I can't imagine hosting all my colleagues at my home, no matter how small the office staff is. Sharon from accounting will judge, saying, "No doubt everything is from IKEA because that is what the original poster can afford on their salary." Anthony from IT will leave a massive mess in the bathroom, and Lila will take home an unoffered souvenir. Plus, the stress of cleaning, likely a deep clean to prevent the child's allergic reaction. The boss is the biggest asshole because the original poster should never have been put in this situation. What a cheapskate. The coworker is the next asshole because she expects the original poster to go through all this at their expense and assumes everyone will help babysit her children. Comment. It's bad enough to ask you to allow the kids and rearrange your house for them, but suggesting everyone take turns watching them? Absolutely not. Your boss should pay for a sitter for her kids if she's so concerned about her attending, and definitely no to putting your cats in potential danger. Comment. Not the asshole. Your house, your rules. You said no kids, and you meant no kids. If she wants a break, she should ask family to watch her children so she can attend the kid-free event you agreed to host. If she's allergic to cats, she definitely should not come, with or without kids. Just because she returned from maternity leave doesn't mean you have to accommodate her. She can want all she wants, but it doesn't change the agreement. Comment. Not the asshole. Sorry, but it's clear my home is not suitable for the staff's needs, so I will happily step back and let someone else host. Your boss is an idiot, by the way. Update 1. Today, we received this message from her. Since many asked for feedback, I will share the content of her email here with names changed to XXX. I have not responded and have no intention of replying. Good Sunday to you all. I think I should email you all after church today to clarify the current situation. As you know, I have been asking to join the Christmas party, but some of you think it was a joke. I do want to attend. I have been on leave for so long, is it too much to ask for some free time to catch up with you all? It is not very Christian of you to not help a single mom. To avoid further confusion, I will host the company Christmas party at my house. It is not big and does not have a pool, but it will be a great honor to have you all at my place. You know I am the mom of 3 beautiful angels, XXX, XXX, and XXX. I am not in a position to spend much on a party, so I ask you to find love in your hearts to help us clean our house before and after the party. Please bring your own dish to the party. We will enjoy a variety of food from your cultures. We have strict food guidelines to ensure my angels have a good experience, so no seafood or junk food. We want food that comes from loving hearts. XXX loves eggs, XXX is fine with steak, and XXX will only have my breast milk for now. Before you say anything, I know someone already volunteered to host, but I think it is selfish to make it so hard for a single mom like me to attend. You don't know how hard it is to be a single mom. Before my last labor, I asked Lori for a short prayer time to pray for Sonny's health, and I know some of you did not participate. I only asked for 10 short minutes, but some refused. I am disappointed by the lack of hospitality single moms receive. My children will grow up and care for you all in the future. Their taxes will support you. The younger generation lacks the moral compass to have children, and that responsibility falls on us moms. May God shine His love. Thank you. XXX. Top comment. I would laugh out loud reading that email if I received it. Being a parent involves sacrifices. She would be better off skipping this company party. I am not sure where you work, but in my office, Christmas parties are not meant for children. It is odd that your job cannot book a restaurant or affordable menu instead of expecting you to host at your house. Update 2. This will be my final update because I quit today. My coworker came to work at noon because one of her children was sick, and she brought her youngest with her. She started changing a diaper right on her desk, leaving a stench that made us nauseous. Someone pointed out we have a bathroom with a baby changing station, but she ignored them, paraded the child around the office, and left the dirty diaper on her desk. I decided to address it in case she had not noticed. She told me, again, that a baby hater like me would not understand the joy of having babies and should not be fussy because it was the closest I would get to a baby. I mentioned the diaper again, noting it was hot, and with the air conditioner on full blast, the smell spread through the office. It was unbearable. We moved to the canteen outside, where we could work remotely with an internet connection. About 2 hours later, after receiving an email from our boss to return to the office, she had cleaned up the mess, but her eyes were filled with tears. My boss was standing beside her, patting her back. The boss said she filed a formal complaint, feeling discriminated against and humiliated because everyone treated her like a disease. No one spoke except me. I explained the incident that forced us to leave the office. The boss was taken aback, but still said we must understand her situation as a single mom and instead of complaining, help her clean up. Everyone looked at each other in confusion. I asked why we should clean up after her. The boss said this was a small company and we should treat each other like family. I was speechless. She cried again in the background with the baby yelling in the carriage. Some apologized to her. I did not. I tried to get back to work. It was quiet for about 1 hour, then I received an email that the boss wanted to talk to me. When I arrived, she was already there. She said she wanted to discuss the hostile work environment I created since a few weeks ago because the Christmas party I was set to host discriminated against her and her children. I said everything was fine until she returned to work, and it seemed she wanted a party where everyone had to watch her children to ensure they were okay. The boss stayed silent. She asked how I could speak about her angels with such a hateful tone and announced she was uninviting me from the party at her house. She also threatened to file a restraining order to keep me away from her children. I laughed, saying it was not the first time I told her not to bring children to the office. The boss asked us to calm down and clarified that no one approved her hosting the party. My house was still the planned location. According to the email I was not included in, no one wanted her to host. They acknowledged that with only a few weeks until the holiday, venues were unavailable. The boss's house is an hour's drive away, and her mother has dementia, so it is not a good fit. She lost it, telling me to go to hell, and saying she hoped my cats would eat my flesh because I would die alone in my house. I pointed out that was not very Christian of her to wish death on others. That was my mistake, as she unleashed a tirade of preaching. I stood there trying not to laugh. The boss intervened, saying we would reconsider the party location. She walked out, picked up a child, and left. This is where I decided to quit. The boss explained that she, the coworker, was struggling because her children have issues. The first cannot sit still, the second has autism and church did not help, and the father of the third was proven not to be the father. Each child has a different father. I found it amusing listening to my boss. I asked what this information had to do with me hosting the party. The boss said the coworker deserved more respect as a mother of special needs children and did not want to let her go despite working half days since returning. The boss was concerned that financial burdens would add to her stress and asked me to reconsider including her in the party. At that point, I stood up, offered to shake her hand one last time, and said I quit. I did not wait, stepped outside, took my laptop, handed it to the IT guy, collected my cat pictures, and walked out. It was the best feeling. I know I will struggle until I find a new job, but I could not stand this nonsense anymore. I wish my coworkers the best working with her, and no party will be held at my house. Now I'm sipping wine and typing this long post. Cheers and happy holidays to you all. Top comment. I do not know Australian laws, but there must be legal grounds for addressing the continued harassment and the biohazard of a work environment your boss forced you to stay in. There has to be legal recourse against this nonsense. Answer. There is, but the applicable tribunal is so backed up it would take forever to process. The original poster should be able to find another job, even if not in the same field. There are plenty of casual Christmas jobs available. Original poster, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when you quit. Good for you. I still can't believe your ex-boss let her get away with all that nonsense, especially working half days and bringing her kids in. Have a glass of wine for me. Comment. Good for you. If people come to my place, they know my cats, dogs, and a confused elderly kangaroo are residents. The cats are indoors only, the dogs are mostly indoors, and the kangaroo comes inside when the mower is used. I'm glad you're free of the toxicity and religious nonsense. Stay well, and I hope your next workplace is much better. Answer. I may sound judgmental, but few things in the office are worse than a religious person with a persecution complex. Poor kids thinking church will help with autism.
What do you think about this situation? Who do you think is a jerk, and who did the right thing? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the Sneaky Pigeon channel to get more cool and interesting stories. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.